the entire world.
They are, aren't they? Oh, they're starting. You have a lighter?
You need a flamethrower. You get it? A flamethrower. Is it so far?
Hey guys, so I just finished season 1, episode 13, Concert Interruptus. And I would say the big plot in this episode was basically the girls go to a Bengals concert, and initially it's supposed to be Suki, Lorelai, Rory, and Lane. Lane can't go, so Lorelai has the idea to invite some of Rory's children classmates, so instead it ends up being Suki, Lorelai, Rory, Paris, Madeline, and Louise. That's the main plot, but then kind of like a subplot is Lorelai finds out about Luke's previous relationship that he had with a girl named Rachel, and she is obsessed. Rory gets assigned a debate project with Paris and her best friends, and no one's happy about it. And so they end up coming to Rory's house because the other 3 girls' houses are out of limits for them to use. So they come to Rory's house in the middle of the Stars Hollow rummage sale where Lorelai has everyone dropping off stuff at her house. So the house is a mess, and they go, and Lorelai comes up with this idea to extend the tickets to Rory and her children classmates because she wants them to have a better relationship, and she sees it as an opportunity to maybe have Rory make some friends at her new school. And so Rory's kind of hesitant to actually do it, but Lorelai's like, let's do it. So along with that, my big thing is Suki got these tickets, and Lorelai did not run this idea by her. She just kind of did it, and I'm assuming told Suki about it later. Like, I kind of feel like I would have checked with Suki first, since they're Suki's tickets technically. Like, I mean, Suki got them because Lorelai wanted them, but they're still Suki's tickets. And so I didn't really like that. I feel like I would have, if I was in Suki's, I would have needed to be asked, like, okay, is this fine if I do this? And then go and do it, you know, get some permission. So they go. The Chilton squad basically gets the really good tickets, and Madeline and Louise, they leave during the Bengals concert because they meet some college guys and they go to their house to party. And so at the end of the concert, Lorelai and Suki find out that they left. So Lorelai turns mom mode. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed Lorelai in her mom mode in this episode. Like, she killed it. Like, it was like Mama Bear came out and she's like, oh no, we aren't doing this, honey. They go to the building where the party's at, and they don't know what apartment it is. So Lorelai and Suki, they're knocking on every single apartment building because they're like, we're gonna find these girls. And then they find the apartment of the college students, and Lorelai like pushes her way in, and she's like, these 2 girls right here need to come with me right now. Like, she's not playing. I think this is honestly one of the first moments where we really see her protectiveness of Rory and who Rory has around her, because as soon as they get into the hallway, Lorelai turns Mama Bear, and she's like, you guys are not going to be doing this in front of my kid. Like, and I cannot wait to have a conversation with your parents about this because we got things to say. Like, she was A+. Chef's kiss. Lorelai killed it this episode. Cool thing about this concert experience is it brought Paris and Rory together, because Paris stayed with Rory at the concert and they kind of just bonded. And even as Lorelai's like treating them off and they're like walking to head back to Stars Hollow, Paris is like, this is the best night of my life. Like, Paris is just happy to be included in something. Just seeing how protective Lorelai was to the girls who aren't even her own, that I think stood with Paris, because she's like, if I had done this, would my mom even have come looking for me, or would she have just sent someone? Like, Paris is kind of seeing how Lorelai is as a mom, and that kind of makes her open up to Rory a little bit, which I think is kind of cool. And so that's kind of like the big highlight, is Paris and Rory kind of have an understanding, and I think we're at the part where their relationship kind of changes and they start becoming friends. The thing too is Tristan kind of comes back up in this episode. In the beginning of the episode, he's like just staring at Rory because, you know, he's still obsessed with her and wants her when Rory does not want him. And so Paris still has a thing for Tristan, and so at the Bengals concert, Rory and Paris are talking, and Rory's like, you deserve better. Like, don't settle for Tristan. Like, there's so many better guys out there. And then Paris is like, well, I've seen another side of Tristan that's better than what you see. And it's starting to build a relationship. The other thing is Lorelai finds out about Rachel, who is Luke's ex-girlfriend but from about 5 years ago. And she is obsessed about finding everything she can about it. And the reason she finds out about it is Lorelai is having people drop off stuff for the Stars Hollow rummage sale at her house, and so she's like going through it and buying stuff that she likes. And so she buys this jacket that has rhinestones on it, and it turns out it's Rachel. She wears it to Luke's diner when they are going to eat, and Luke goes off. He's like, what are you doing with that? Like, he's not happy about it at all. And so then Miss Patty and Suki tell her that, oh, that's probably Rachel's. And so Lorelai just keeps on bugging Suki for more information about Rachel. Like, when they're at the Bengals concert, Lorelai just randomly asks Suki, so what did Rachel look like? And Suki's like, oh, why do you care? And so it's kind of obvious that Lorelai has feelings for Luke that she's not ready to accept right now. And so, like, it's kind of keeps on getting brought up, like, that's the case. Like, Lorelai has feelings. And she's like, no, I don't. Why would I care about a guy I don't even like? So she's not ready to admit she has feelings for Luke, but she does. And so she's, like, trying to figure out more details about Rachel. And so in the end, she runs into Luke, and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was hers. And so she actually gives him back the jacket so he can keep it as a memento to, like, reflect on. And so overall, I enjoyed this episode. I really like the mama bear Lorelai because I feel like we don't really get to see that very often. A lot of times Lorelai just wants to be the best friend to Rory rather than like more of a mom figure. And so getting to see that, and not just her being mama bear for Rory, but for all of the Chilton crew when she was watching over them, like I think that was amazing. It was so good, and I thought it was a good episode. Like, it was kind of like a shift in all the drama that we have been seeing, so it was a lot more chiller than in past episodes. But I kind of think it was needed, too, because there has been a lot going on. So this is kind of more a muted drama one. And so, yeah, I enjoyed this. So, I'll be back with the next episode. This has been another episode of Real Talk with Noelle.